I want to ask naman yung coping mechanism mo, Elijah, when that happened.
When that happened, I was out of it. Sobrang, yun nga, I was not functional, but I tried to cope with being busy. And I remember the day he died, papunta akong airport from Bali. Basta, syempre, like, I was a mess at the airport. I was a mess sa plane. Just can't believe it. Sobrang surreal. I was really supposed to go home for a shoot. So, pagka dating ko sa NAIA, dumaan lang ako ng condo to get some clothes. The family was there, iyakan konti. And then I went to work. The day he died. Like, medyo wild yun. Yung nangyaring yun. But thankfully, like, towards the end of that shoot, di ko kasi sinasabi din kahit kanina eh. I just said it to one guy there. Tapos, yun, biglang the news broke out, nag-announce kami, and then na-pick up na ng media. So, nalaman na nung mga kasama ko sa shoot, and then they sent me home. So, may ganun. But, even back then, yun talaga yung coping mechanism ko. I think I'm a very self-aware guy kasi. So, kaya ko siyang aminin sa sarili ko na wala na siya. And I don't know about accepting it. You know, like, parang hirap tanggapin, especially the way it happened. Pero alam ko lang na he's gone. And I can't do anything about it. And that hurts. Most painful thing I'll ever go through. Parang nga sinasabi ko lagi ngayon whenever I go through problems or whatever, like, wala na. Ang tatag ko na I mean, like, wala nang masasakit pa sa nangyaring to. Kahit ano pang gawin niya sa akin ngayon, wala nang masasakit pa sa
Feeling mo
nangyaring to.
invincible ka, di ba?
Hindi naman invincible,
Ako
pero
ganun.
like, ano talaga, like, back then may tendency pa to be like, not over dramatic, pero, you know, making mountains out of molehills, diba? Parang ganun yung feeling minsan dati. Pero ngayon, it's like, nothing compares anymore. So, even when he was still alive, he was my inspiration. Cause like, I wanted to give him things na I didn't have when I was that age, you know, yung mga clothes, diba? Mga shoes, he loved borrowing clothes. Nakapag-aral sa Lasal Green Hills, diba? Mag-train ng badminton. Yan yung inspiration ko even while he was still here. So now, I try to keep that my core, my essence. Everything I do for him. Pero syempre, I'm gonna echo everything that they said, that it comes and goes. It's never gonna go away. Sometimes it's really bad, sometimes I can handle it. Pero kaya ko siyang kinakaya pa na i-handle on my own. Wala ka naman din choice kung di kayanin, di ba? So parang,
Yes.
that's all I can do. But even with Colette, you know, this is a big deal for all of us because, you know, it's not naman because we didn't get to save JM, didn't mag-save kami ng others. No, that's not really it. It's really just like, you know, we don't want anyone to experience what we've experienced. And we want to help people because we know na madaming ganito na hindi lang nako-communicate, that it's not, you know, nalalabas out there. Kasi nga, may stigma around it. Parang the way I handle it, it's just really being busy. And sometimes that's temporary. That's like moms, yung parang nagbabakasyon lang si JM kasi nga, you know, I can be busy only for a certain amount of time. Pero, yeah, that's what works for me right now. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. Eventually, maybe I'll find more ways to cope with it. But generally, iba-iba talaga yung mga tao mag-cope. And I think my number one coping mechanism is being busy.
Focusing on your work.
Focusing on work,
Okay,
yes.
I see. And ayun, I think that's where the organization comes in. Kasi nga, Colette, the JM Canlas organization, it has 3 programs. And I think what I love about this is allowing creative expression. Which, wherein, kayo ganun kayo.
Yep.
Super creative. I also think na it supports different ways of coping mechanism ng iba't ibang tao. Kasi it's not a one-way street. Ayun. So, okay. And yung organization ninyo, nung nakita ko to, parang the thing that came into my mind is for you to create this in unison, for you to have this movement in unison, the pain must be so, so deep.
Wow.
Sobra kasing pagmamahal.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Ganda.
Kasi, grabe, for all of you to be here because of this, diba? I think the roots are so deep. Kaya I'm sure that it will inspire a lot of people. It will create difference, like what you're aiming for. And now I want to talk about the Kulit, the JM Canlas organization. So it's established in honor of JM Canlas, and it has 3 kinds of programs. You know, when you were presenting this to me dun sa pre-recording call natin, because I'm in the wellness industry, and one thing that retains, kumbaga yung nag-stand out sa akin dito is emotional health, movement, self-expression, and safety and security. So I think it's embedded across dun sa mission ninyo.
Right.
And the reason why I would like to highlight this is because I've talked to a biohacking expert. Her name is Ellie Abella in one of my episodes. And meron silang modality because right now we have different modalities around mental health, physical health, ganyan. Yung sa kanila, their modality is Germanisch Heilkunde. It's formerly known as the German New Medicine. It's basically tuning into the biological laws of nature. And yung sa episode namin, ang pinag-usapan namin doon, safety and security
Right.
and emotional health.
Nature is so simple.
Yes.
Yun lang. Safe, danger, that's it. Our nervous system, sympathetic, parasympathetic. One is for safety, action. The other one is for rest, digest, breathe, feed, which means safety.
And in one of my previous episodes with Koy Gray, he's the ambassador of Spartan PH and Garmin PH, and we talked about movement.
Kasi yung movement natural sa atin.
Mm-mm.
And yung movement itself is a biohacking
Yes.
biohacking tool o
Mm.
technique. Kasi for example, how movement really alter your hormones.
And itong mga nakita ko dito, these are tuning into the biological laws of nature.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why nung nakita ko siya, oh my gosh, ito yun. Parang kinompress siya sa isa. Kasi you also mentioned the keyword na non-medical approach, which I love. Kasi I think mindset din natin na parang kapag may sakit ka, ganito, gamot, ganyan. I'm not demonizing that. But I think it's about time for us to explore different ways, holistic ways on how to handle this. And kanina, nung na-mention ni Mr. Canlas yung sa Belize din around, well, this is a different topic, it's a rabbit hole. Yung church na hindi sila parang in favor of mental health, I think that's also one of the reasons. It's a rabbit hole. Parang there are a lot of things that are affecting one's mental health. But yeah, okay. Can you give me a brief background before we dig deeper doon sa JM Canlas organization? Can you walk me through what is the kind of environment that you want to cultivate doon sa community that you are creating right now?
So, KULIT stands for Kalinga, Unawa at Linang sa Isip at Taglay. Acronym siya for KULIT, which is also the nickname of JM. But mainly, yung environment that we want to cultivate is a safe and care-based environment where our participants or yung mga makakasama namin in this endeavor ay yun yung mafe-feel na they feel secure, they feel that they can express themselves, they feel healing na hindi necessarily nga with the medical approach because we're not licensed to do that. We're not psychiatrists or psychologists, but what we do is we want to go to the physiological aspect of healing through creative means and also sports kasi that's what we do. So and that's what JM loves. So yun yung sa inception niya, yun lang yung kung bakit siya na buo. Parang pagbuo at pag-combine ng mga bagay na alam namin at mahal ni JM at doon sa mental health advocacy. At may may linkages, may intersections na hindi bago. Dahil before us, meron naman ng gumagawa niyan. Meron ng Julia Bangcamino Project na creative arts therapy din. Pero I think yung kaibahan for us is yung aspect talaga of, sabi mo nga, movement. Kasi at play, yun yung importante for us, like playing, like pagpunta ulit dun sa bata na ikaw, yun yung importante kasi when you're a child, you're free, you play. So playing in a safe environment, that's what we want to cultivate with, not just with the youth, but also with the caregivers, parents, children, grandparents, kung sino man yung nag-aalaga sa mga bata. Dahil, as we've mentioned earlier, it's community like community yung approach na gusto namin. Kasi yung background ko rin, community development. So, naniniwala lang ako na masosolve yung mga problema kapag mas maraming tao involved. When you organize people, when there's community building. So, community healing din siya kumbaga. So, that's what we want to cultivate with the Kulit programs, that it's safe, it's secure, it's care-based, and trauma-informed.
Okay, I want to talk about emotions kasi always nakakita ko siya dun sa sa presentation. And kanina, gusto ko lang balikan yung na-bring up na topic ni Tita about toxic masculinity. Okay, kayo as men, how do you see emotions affect mental health?
Malaki. But, I mean,
Kasi ang mga lalaki, di ba, they are wired to man up.
Right.
Parang ganon. So, I wanna know, based on your experience and your awareness right now, like, where do you draw the line between being strong and also allowing yourself to just be vulnerable and let your emotions flow?
gusto ko una si Daddy magsumagot nito eh. Para, hindi, I mean, maganda para pabalik.
Malaki na yung change din.
Malaking change si Dad. Pero like, ibig ko sabihin, maganda pa rin makita ngayon from that 360 perspective, diba? From before to now. Or even like when you were growing up.
Before, kasi we were brought like that, di ba? Na pag umiyak,
Bawal umiyak.
bawal umiyak. Dahil
bawal
sexual, di ba? Pag ganun ka, may tuksuan ganyan eh. So, iyak ka, ganun ba? Parang bawal sa amin, even them, yun yung napalaki ko silang ganyan din. Dapat matapang ka. Dapat malakas ka. Something like that. But ngayon, sobrang nag-360 ako ang number one iyakin sa amin. Sa amin, grabe. Ngayon, iyakin talaga. Sobra. Hindi ko na tinatago. Ni Dad ko kasi sinasabi, ikaw palo ng pamilya, kailangan mong magpakita na malakas ka. It's not true eh. Sa akin ngayon, it's not true. Masakit eh. Nawala yung anak ko mahal na mahal ko. So, bakit tatago? Ako naman mahirapan, di ba? So, yun yung sa akin lang na hindi lahat dapat, hindi naman nakikita doon eh. Ang kahinaan na eh. Porque umiyak, umihinat na. No, mas malakas pa si Celine na hindi umiiyak. Hindi naman eh. Yun yung may nagsabi sa akin ganun. Na ako laging umiiyak, hirap na hirap talaga ako na to the point na hindi ko nga matanggap eh. Hindi ko talaga, imposible. Imposible ito nangyari ito. Wala sa akin lasyan. Ganun ba? Ano pa rin eh, di ba? Parang ganun pa rin eh. Ngayon, wala. As in, who cares? Di ba? Who cares? Who cares? Masakit. Masakit talaga. Ito na yung pinakamasakit sa amin nga. Dapat ang naglilibing sa magulang, yung anak, not the other way around. Yun ang chronological. Pero kami nilibing namin at 17. Ang dami niyang pwedeng gawin pa sa buhay. Napakatalino, napaka-poky and genius. Sabi ko nga, honors and good, di ba? So, everything na ginagawa niya, napaka talagang maganda. Even
Yes.
sa painting, lahat, gitara.
So ngayon po, would you say na parang you're more in tune with your emotions? Parang you let yourself feel it, ganon? Compared before?
Ewan ko, if that's what you, I mean, kung
ako
ako,
I would say.
I would say it's okay naman sa
Parang once it was opened, it just flooded out, you know?
Para naman siya
hindi
ngayong
na nasasara
waterfalls.
ngayon.
Ngayon yung parang kumbaga, dati may dam.
Oo,
Ngayon,
kaya sara yung
dam.
ano.
So, may tinatago ka tapos magagalit ka. Ngayon, hindi na eh. Yung parang, instead na magalit, intindi mo sila, tapos iyak mo na lang, parang hindi na yung magagalit na. Oops. Kasi there was a time na feeling ko, ba't ako magiging masaya? Iwan ako. Parang ganun.
Kami kasi, ang dami namin lalaki, si mommy lang babae. In fact, very masculine nga rin eh. Energy ni mommy. Pero, yeah, toxic masculinity was really in the household, I would say. Not just in the household, but also like within our family. Like, lalo na sa kanlas side. Grabe. Like, lahat ng mga lalaki nag-sports, lahat importante yung height, importante. Like, talagang competition lahat. Parang ganun. But I think with not just what would happened pero like even kami, ako personally, nung napunta kasi ako sa arts at na mas naunawaan ko yun, doon ako naging in tune sa emotions ko. Kasi as an actor, parang inevitable, or as an artist, parang inevitable not to go through that truth or not to understand your emotions. Kasi mas introspective, meron ng self-reflexivity na nangyayari.
Yes.
So, dun nag-open yung gates for me nung nalaman ko na yun. Also, nung nag-UP ako, naging aktivista pa. So, parang ang daming mga bagay na nag-change sa akin pagtingin sa babae, pagtingin sa asawa, pagtingin sa mga LGBT. So, ang daming toxic masculinity ideology na natibag. At lalo na with mental health in terms of like pushing it down.
Yeah, suppressing it.
Oo, kasi dati feeling ko iyakin ako eh. In fact, sinasabi nga nung girlfriend ko now na mas iyakin ako talaga kumpara sa kanya. Maliban pa sa dahil Pisces ako. Pero ever since, like I was sensitive talaga, may sensitivity when it comes to emotions because it comes with being in the arts. So yun yung balance naman with us, like super sporty, super masculine, super academic din, pero super emotional dahil sa inclination with the arts. That's why I think it's the perfect match when it comes to the programs ng Kulit.
But really, I mean, yun nga, lumaki kami like that eh. Pero syempre, so much has changed since then. Pero ako, dahil nga lumaki kami sa arts, lumawak yung perspective namin, yung pananaw namin sa mundo, yung worldview namin, kumbaga. And mas lumalim yung empathy because we're artists, you know? I mean, we have to. Kami as actors, diba? We have to be in tune with our emotion. Pero ako ngayon kasi like, yun yung therapy ko eh. Yung acting. Yun yung, doon ako naglalabas. Hindi ako iyakin anymore, not as much. Doon ko siya nilalabas. Hindi ko rin alam sa sarili ko. Like, bad din siya na iniipon mo siya tapos gagamitin mo siya for that. Gagamitin mo para hindi ako iyak today para makaiyak ako bukas. Yung may ganun minsan. Pero
totoo yan. Kasi
ganyan yun eh.
ako rin, therapy ko yung arts. Like, nung isang gabi, nanonood lang ako ng Sentimental Value. Bagong film na nanalo sa Cannes. Tapos, it's about generational trauma. Parang, kung ano yung napapasa nung magulang na doon sa diba, sa anak. Tapos itong bida, she's an actress. Tapos, siya, like, nagiging therapy niya to go o to act. Kasi, yun eh. Tapos ako, therapy ko naman na manood. So, naiiyak ako at mas nahihil ako. So, parang ganun din. At pag umaarte din, so, it helps like
Yes.
consuming then media and learning more, reading books, going to performance arts, going to museums, and also doing sports, moving,
No,
running.
movement.
I'm into
Yes.
running. Yun, pagpapawis. Kasi maliban sa iluha mo, minsan ipawis mo, di ba? Oh, yung endorphins eh.
Meron nga mga ano ngayon may mga retreats that they do sacred rage.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oo.
yeah.
And it helps with the with release. Ayun. Next thing I want to talk about, kasi ito din yung kinocultivate niyo sa organization is safety and security. And I just want to add to that, going back to our conversation with the biohacking expert, Ellie Abella, safety and security is really important, especially in kids, sa mga formative stage nila.
Yeah.
And that's why, ilang beses na mention doon na parang it starts with the nest. The nest is the mother and the father. And also the family members. So kasi the kids, since hindi pa fully formed yung brain nila, if they experience trauma or stress, hindi kayang i-handle yun ng brain.
Yeah.
Kaya eventually madadala nila yun sa adulthood.
We're so living unnaturally without the laws of nature. And we just force things on kids without even respecting, are you okay with this? No. If they're not at the sign of distress, make that an important sign. Diba? If they don't feel safe, they don't feel safe. Period. And protect them. It's your responsibility to fulfill that biological need that they feel safe.
Right.
And I think, kaya ko siya binigyan ng highlight kasi nga, I think that's really important na part siya ng program ninyo. Safety and security. Because, minsan kasi, di ba, parang meron tayo na hindi pa niya alam yan kasi bata pa siya.
Tama.
Ganon. So, yeah, can you tell me about, kasi you have 3 kinds of programs eh.
Right.
First is Kalinga, direct care and healing for children and youth. Next one is Unawa, building a care-based support system. And the
Linang.
next one is Linang, growth, expression, and healing through play and art. So can you tell me, how do you cultivate yung ganong, how do you encourage people to build safety and security within the organization or even pag-alis ng mga sa programs, sa activities?
One is pag-alis ng violence and aggression. Mahirap yun eh, pero kasi minsan conditioning din, di ba, sa kung paano ka. Pero yung kami kasi, when we were growing up, naabutan pa na, lalo na nung nag-dorm school kami sa Makiling. Maliban sa bullying, like, yung how we were taught then was really violent.
Oh, in what
So,
way?
Because in the arts, it's really like cutthroat eh. Like, sisigawan ka, mumurahin ka. So, na-experience namin yun, papahiya ka. Ang bobo mo, di ba? Parang gaganunin ka. So, at dati, tinatanggap namin yun na parang kailangan to become excellent.
That's why there's aggression or harm dito.
Yeah.
Because of that?
Yeah, kasi advocate kasi kami of safe spaces in all aspects, pero especially in the arts industry.
Oo.
Because we've experienced that. Not just like verbal violence, pero also physical violence and aggression, sexual harassment. So, yun yung mga gusto naming matanggal. Pero maliban dun, in terms of like the mental health spaces that we want to cultivate, yung safety and security really is just trying to approach it, not asking na parang bakit ka ganyan? Pero rather than dapat ang tanong ay what actually happened to you? 'Di ba? Yun yung mas trauma-informed question. Kasi
the languaging.
yung language matters. And also yung approach, like if you know, like everybody in the room ay may dala-dalang trauma, you'll be more careful. Right? Hindi dahil sa ganyan ka kasi ganito, ganyan. Or, I mean, kahit na hindi mo sabihin like in the back of your head, mag-iiba yung approach mo with people eh. Pero if you know na may pinagdadaanan siya and I have to be more careful. Can I ask for consent first before I touch you? Yung mga ganun matters. So, that's safety and security, like asking for consent before you do something or you tell something. Language matters, cultivating that. And also, yung pag-feel sa mga participants na they are heard and they are understood, or even like failing math, failing is okay. Because like sa lahat, even hindi sa arts or sa sports even not there, like even academics, corporate, parang lahat tayo vying to be successful, to have more wealth, to have whatever success is. So if you fail, dun nagkakaroon ng ibang reaction sa katawan. And if safety and security also for us is yun, parang it's okay to fail here. At okay lang to actually na wag ka maging successful, or hindi mo kailangang isipin yun. Or kapag you feel something, meron ding mga tao na aakay sa'yo para lumabas ka muna to regulate yourself.
Self-regulation.
Yeah, so kailangan ma-build yung space na yun. Kasi other spaces, pagpasok mo, walang ganun like bahala na 'di ba? Pero yung iniisip lang namin, parang coming from a creative background also and what we've gone through, it's important to articulate these things, to set like yung rules, hindi nga rules pero mas guidelines on what to do para mas maging safe space. Ngayon nga hindi may iba ng term brave space.
Okay.
Kasi hindi
I've heard that.
parang pag sinabing safe space, minsan na nagiging tricky siya for yung wording, pero pag brave, meron kang idea of yung minsan kasing safe space, minsan yung spaces can be messy. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that it's not safe. Kasi sometimes you have traumas na lalabas. Pero what matters is accountability. If you've hurt somebody, or if may ginawa kang hindi ka aya-aya, you say sorry.
And I think healing, hindi siya natatapos kasi once that you're healed,
Right.
may darating
May
ulit.
darating
But
ulit.
you just learn how to manage
Tama. So
and
self-regulation
get to
din.
know yourself.
Oo.
Ngayon doon sa Kalinga, direct care and healing for children and youth siya.
Mhm.
And it's focused on movement, play, drawing, music, storytelling, and theater. Can you give me an example or like a visual representation of how you do it?
Yeah, we actually did the pilot.
You've done it.
We've done it, a Kalinga workshop. Ito interesting kasi we did it with indigenous people. Tapos ang talaga nila is actually about environment. The parang
The concern,
concepts.
yeah.
Oo. Pero may intersection kasi yan with mental health Dahil hindi, ngayon, the youth and even like adults are concerned about climate. So may climate anxiety na nangyayari. Basically, it's really just understanding. It's really just using yung creative arts is a modality for them to express themselves and to heal in terms of, kunwari, for that specific workshop. Kung climate anxiety yung problema, ano yung mga pwede nating gawin, like problem tree mapping, so mas mga creative approaches, or meron kaming exercise na parang mas play, bahay, baboy, bagyo, naglalaro lang sila pero it's about disaster na pala.
Oh.
Alam mo yun, may iba na parang, may isa kaming activity na you just imagine you're a seed tapos you just grow into a tree.
And these are
something like that.
guided by mental health professionals or
So
advocates?
merong yung facilitator should be PFA certified. So psychological first aid, not necessarily like a psychiatrist, pero sana PFA certified para may tool siya kasi minsan bigla yung bata or kung sino man yung participant luluha na lang bigla or magbe-breakdown. So para lang alam na okay, may pagtugon tayo dyan at alam kung paano siya i-handle. Pero yeah, basically it's really catering kasi nga may intersections lagi sa mental health even in corporate, even in AI or tech or whatever. So kung ano man yun, for Kalinga or our programs, kinikater namin yung activities to that would mas mag-fit doon sa actual topic.
Anong age usually yung sa program ng Kalinga?
The last time that we did it, medyo adolescents, teens na yun eh. Pero we can also, inisip namin to do it more younger than for schools like mga grade 3 to 6 and also mga high school students. So around 8 to 12 tapos another 13 to 16, 17. Yun yung range na tinatap namin to it kasi doon pa lang nagkakaroon ng yung formative nung brain ng emotions kasi kapag masyadong bata laro lang yan lahat at parang mahirap pang ipasok yung emotions at mental health. I think mas sa household yun. Pero kapag yun nga nasa grade 3 to 6 and then high school,
More of creative expression.
doon na mas may mas lumalabas na yung sarili nilang creativity.
Nagkakaroon ng identity.
Yes, identity and
Yes.
emotions. Mas nagkakaroon ng pwede na silang mas maging in tune sa kanilang emotions.
Yeah. So, sa Kalinga program, like for example, gagawin niyo siya sa school. What are the expectations when it comes to the flow of the program?
Depende sa school, depende rin sa ask, but to touch upon every creative aspect. So, gagalaw yung mga bata, aarte sila, magdodrawing sila, kakanta
Okay.
sila. Pero depende rin sa dami. So, kumbaga, yung curriculum is malleable. So, right now, we have activities that are malleable to fit whatever is needed. But what they can expect is that it's more of play rather than sit down, talk, seminar, hindi siya ganun.
Oh,
So,
okay.
mas-
So, it's an interactive learning.
Oo, na
Ah,
interactive talaga na even the facilitators are included in the activities. They just facilitate but they guide. May mga meditation aspect.
Oh, nice.
Merong
Do you also do meditation?
may breathing, mas meditation breathing. Oo. Kunwari, for that specific Kalinga workshop, yung prompt for the meditation mas related sa nature at sa forest at environment. Kasi nga, it's about climate anxiety, di ba? So, yun, parang tinatry namin to baliin siya depende sa situation.
Eh, sino yung gumagawa usually ng program?
Ako and
dapat.
ako.
But last time I did. But I just want to share, if I may.
Yeah.
Sobrang beautiful ng experience nung time na yon. Kasi yung workshoppers nga were indigenous peoples. And I remember specifically that exercise when they had to start lying down, imagine you're a seed, and then eventually you become a tree. Pero syempre, may nag-speak over ako while they were lying down, closing their eyes. Tapos, syempre, these people, I mean, they know what mental health is, but they're not exposed to it as much as siguro dito sa
Yung
should
depth
oo,
niya.
yung depth dito. Pero, kasi when are you really given like an hour or a couple minutes to just lie down and think about what you wanna think about, diba? Dito sa Kalinga, nung time na yun, diba? Umiga sila, and then they started thinking, tas may mga sinasabi ako like, kamusta ka? Ganyan, anong problema mo ngayon? May namimiss ka ba? Yung mga simpleng ganyang questions lang ng mga prompt. And then, ang dami na lumalabas sa isip nila. Syempre, we talk about it after the exercise. And then they were like, yung anxiety nga nila, kasi literal kinukuha ng mga lupa nila eh. Yung parang, di ba? So, very proactive yung nila na parang, okay, parang na ito i-solve. Pero they never really like, took a moment, took a breath, and like really thought about how it's affecting them emotionally.
Kasi mas issue-based kasi kasi nga indigenous people na kinakamkam yung lupa nila. Tapos hindi nila na-realize na it's affecting actually their mental health.
Yeah.
And
Kasi syempre,
there's
sila.
lots of anxiety with it.
Proactive lang sila na,
So,
lalaban kami, ganyan.
It's the workshop is actually really just to pause. It's an opportunity to pause and to get in tune with yourself and also to others. Like yun yung importante. Like Not just the self, but yung kapwa.
Yun, tas when they opened up, parang, same. Puro ganun sila.
Parehas
Parang,
kasi.
see, no one's alone in this. Diba? Parang, it was really beautiful.
Doon nakikita na parang, may similarity pala yung problems natin. So, hindi lang ako mag-isa. Pwede pa tayo magtulungan. Alam mo yun? So, yung ngayon, it matters. And, yung curriculum, ako mainly yung gumagawa. Kasi nga, may background ako with development programs and also PFA. So, yun. Pero, yung mga nagpa-facilitate, may kasama si Jello that time na PFA certified para lang mas merong tools.
And it's good that you mentioned about meditation kasi nung time na I was not clinically diagnosed pero I was feeling signs of anxiety. Nag-commit ako daily 30-minute meditation.
Okay.
Daily and journaling.
Right.
And yun yung nakatulong talaga sa
It
akin.
helps.
And good na na-mention mo yung results of it kasi hindi natin siya nakukuha on a daily.
Yes.
Yung ganong feeling na since it's kasi I think environmental changes, ganyan, and also lifestyle changes, may contribution siya sa holistic health,
Oo.
mental health, and emotional health. So, I'm glad that meditation is incorporated din dun sa program. And I think it should be taught in schools.
Yeah.
Emotional regulation and tools that are within our reach naman.
Yung sa mga activities din namin, maliban sa mga ibang laro na involves other people, so hindi mo siya magagawa mag-isa. Pero I really want to cater it na parang it's repeatable.
Yeah.
At para mas ma-regulate nila yung meditation, it's repeatable kahit sa bahay eh. Or yung ibang mga bagay na parang pwede nilang matanong sa sarili nila, or journaling, or drawing, parang pwede naman nila yung magawa mag-isa. So that's what's important kasi we can cater to everyone and not all the time. But at least yung goal talaga is for them to have the tools to self-regulate
Yes. Oo.
while they can.
Parang taking back your power.
Yes.
Kasi nga you can do it naman.
Yeah.
Kaso nga lang, hindi naman talaga siya tinuturo.
Tsaka hindi nila alam na, ganun pala yung epekto nun. Nakakatulong pa. Ganun pala yun. Like, journaling nung bata ako, like, may requirement na mag-journal. Hindi ko gagawin yung journaling. Like, pakialam ko sa journal. Pero, right now, it really helps. Like, ako, I journal every morning. I journal, minsan morning, minsan bago ako matulog, nag-journal ako. Kasi, napaprocess mo yung thoughts mo, yung thought processing.
Oo. Those are the things talaga na parang kasi di ba, ang issue ko talaga sa mental health, especially here in the Philippines, is ang mahal ng therapy. Ang mahal ng gamot. Tapos you're making yourself rely on something na hindi available anytime. Kasi yun nga, one of the things that I always ask whenever I invite an expert here is paano pag kunwari kailangan ko siya pero wala akong pera. Meron namang mga free yung mga hotlines ganyan. But the question is, how soon? What if kailangan ko siya ngayon?
Right.
So itong mga ganitong tools, I think we should talk about this more often kasi nga, it's within our reach. Pwede mo siyang gawin. It's just, practicing and maybe yun nga, creating a community, being in a community where napag-uusapan siya most of the time. So you can also have that as a habit.
Yun, mga somatic exercises,
Yes,
yung mga
oo.
psychosomatic. Yun talaga yung goal ng Kalinga na parang to impart them with psychosomatic exercises that they can do it on their own to self-regulate.
Yes. Okay, now go tayo sa Unawa, which is building a care-based support system. This is for the caregivers naman,
Yeah.
receiving end.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me more?
Yeah, basically, when we were talking about it, mahalaga syempre yung perspective ng magulang with our own mom and dad. So, talagang hindi, like, totoo. Like, parang kailangan talaga kasi, again, what we've mentioning kanina pa repeatedly, it's, community. It starts with the family. So, hindi lang natin pwedeng tugunan at i-heal yung mga bata, pero pati yung mga magulang, kailangan nilang maunawaan. At hindi lang maunawaan, pero kailangan may tools din sila
Yes.
to actually know what to do to their children if ever na paano pag may panic attack na, paano kapag ina-anxiety ng malala, 'di ba? So may mga bagay, somatic exercises din that they can
Yes.
do. Pero yung unawa is two-pronged siya, dalawang bagay. Parang may unawa na sa unawa program merong mas talk, mas discussion, mas seminar for the parents. Just parang a 101. Oo. And then there's also like mas parang kalinga din pero for adults. Para eventually if they want, sila na yung PFA trained or ano, so
Nice.
para hindi para sila na.
Para available sila.
Oo.
Yes. So,
Like,
hindi
wala
siya
na for
parang-
teachers.
Hindi para mag-rely dun sa
Oo,
organization.
Hindi kasi pili ko hindi kami magsasucceed kung lahat rely na lang kung kanino 'di ba? Parang kailangan nga yung goal talaga ay
Lahat, to orient lahat.
para mawala yung stigma At mangyayari yun kung capable lahat at knowledgeable lahat. So yun yung goal ng unawa na parang mga adults natin now na gustong umunawa pa sa kanilang mga anak when it comes to mental health and what they're going through. This can help them to have the tools. So parang if gateway to para magkaroon sila ng PFA certification or to understand more, edi that's great for us.
So, nagpo-provide din kayo ng certification?
No.
We're not
Wala ba
allowed.
sobrang?
Merong online pero maganda rin na merong mga talagang professionals who can do the certification. Not hindi pa kami ganun kasi we're just a year into it, oo. And pero eventually, hopefully, yun yung goal na para we can also provide certification for
But we
PFA.
have partners, right?
Yeah, right now. Oo. So, yun yung goal. Parang eventually, if maging okay yung mga susunod this year and next year, parang we can also certify our unawa participants if they want to and if they
I think
kasi-
they should.
yun.
Lalo na sa mga parents.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Dapat, actually, ang mga parents talaga ay maging open-minded.
Sa DepEd actually, they have certification for PFAs for their teachers. Pero I don't think lahat nag-a-avail. So, medyo dun namin gustong pasukin.
Pero anyone can join.
Oh, right now,
So, what if
anyone
I
can
join? What are my expectations? Parang paano yung program? Ganyan.
Yeah, so depende sa project or activity, pero it's either a talk or a seminar about like understanding mental health for Filipino youth. We'll have like our partner psychiatrists or psychologists talk about mental health and also celebrities that can talk about their mental health struggles. Also, mga anybody na we can tap to give like an overview of what mental health struggles are about and how we can address it. That's one. And then the second one nga is if you join an unawa program na mas may movement, creative arts, expressive therapy na magaganap, edi yun, you can expect that it's also more of play.
Yes.
May play din and also mga somatic exercises that you can apply to yourself and also to your children.
Okay. And the last one, Linang.
Linang. Yeah. Yung linang naman, it's yung idea niya ay dahil nasa arts kami and sports, we see the value of these two na nakakatulong sa emotional regulation and mental health. So, ito mas legit theater arts workshop siya na care-based and trauma-informed yung practices. And also like yung sports like tournaments, clinics na we can hold na yun din mas care-based and trauma-informed na hindi goal ay maging magaling pero ang goal ay to have fun and maglaro at may gumalaw, 'di ba, pagpawisan at kung makakatulong 'yun for your healing and emotional regulation, then that's good. So yun yung linang. Kalinga kasi is to care, 'di ba? Unawa is to understand. Linang is to nurture something or tap something. either a talent or a skill in terms of the arts or sports in a care-based and trauma-informed manner.
Okay, I see. So, these are all available. Like, if they want to sign up sa website ninyo?
They can email us at jm@kulit.org, or they can reach us through our social media pages in Facebook, Kulit, the JM Canlas Organization, and also sa Instagram. If they think na they want to partner with us, or sa tingin nila we can go to their community or barangay or school and they want us to hold a Kalinga workshop or Unawa workshop or Linang workshop. So, yeah, depende sa anong gusto nila.
Okay. What kind of partners are you looking for ba?
In terms of partners, now we're going to schools. Pero schools, LGUs, barangays, organizations that handle, any organization actually, mga non-profit organizations that can help us reach other communities. Kasi nga, as we've mentioned, it's mental health is for everyone eh. So kahit sa corporate, if sa tingin nila mga call center agents kailangan ng Unawa workshop, why not? We can hold, something for them, or mga nasa Makati yuppies na mga nasa ad agencies, why not, 'di ba? So it's the realm of possibility is actually endless. Pero right now, for this year, ang gusto talaga namin matap ay schools, LGUs, communities, lalo na yung mga nasa mas mababang socio-economic status. Kasi mas hindi yun, walang awareness, hindi talaga nila hindi accessible for them yung therapy at professional help. So doon namin gusto talagang mas makatulong